headphone users.
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
You guys, welcome to the show where we take your comments out of this bowl that you submit on Twitter using the hashtag Table Talk or on the subreddit /r/SourceFed. I'm Ross Everett.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
I'm Blvd.
In case you didn't get the Lee Newton the first
Then
time,
you
she
get
did
it.
actually say it, but it was
It
it was a little confuddled. Huh?
It's a good day, you guys. It's a good
And
day.
there's a lot of topics. in
These
this bowl
nails
right
are
now.
all bedazzled
They're all
out.
sparkled out. If it wasn't, every window in this place wasn't covered up, I'm sure it's beautiful outside.
We suffer from lack of vitamin D here.
We've been inside
That's
for
not
6
true.
days.
That's like literally not a joke. I recently went to the doctor and she was like, "You're plummeting on vitamin D," and I was like, "I don't go outside."
What's this, son?
Ever. Okay, Marcus Hickey at the Epic Marcus says, "What was the best movie remake you have seen?" Hashtag tabletop.
Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
That's not a remake.
All the remakes I'm thinking of, I'm like, nope, awful.
I hate them
nope,
all.
awful.
That's a really
Didn't
hard
like
one.
it.
Okay, I have one. It's a Mad World remade into Rat Race.
Oh, I did
That
like
was
Rat Race.
Race. I mean, like that's
I really
real
did
loose
like
because
Rat
it's
Race.
not the same.
'Cause it's not
movie,
exactly
same
the same.
premise.
Yeah.
But Rat Race is hysterical. It's Breckenmeyer at his best.
Can I say The Lion King Hamlet?
What?
That's not bad. But I don't know if it
Lion
counts. But it is a really great one.
Yeah.
The Lion King
I'm-
is Hamlet.
The Lion King is Hamlet.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you meant there was like a Lion King version.
Hamlet mashup?
Yeah, like
Oh,
to roar or not to roar.
No.
Oh,
No, but yeah, everything in my head right now is just awful.
I know.
I'm like,
mine too.
Footloose, no.
I know that there's not one. Like, I know that there are ones that I'm like, oh, that is a remake of stuff that I don't mind. I will say, if it counts, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I liked the
Okay.
David Fincher version better than the Swedish version. I've got a lot of guff for that.
That's
But I
true.
love every one of them.
House of Cards is a really good remake.
Yeah, see, like those are
I didn't
remakes.
even know that was a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a British show.
And there's like,
Well,
like
if we're
The
counting
Office.
British to American shows,
Yeah.
that
The
opens
Office.
a whole new world.
I'll tell you what the
Office.
worst
Yeah.
British to America remake was the Inbetweeners. Boy, did they not do that
Oh
one
yeah,
justice.
I mean it's the Inbetweeners is
Some
such a
stuff
good show.
just doesn't translate.
No, it really doesn't.
That one
They just
could've.
didn't do it well.
that
They
one
just
could
didn't-
have.
They didn't take the balls. They didn't have the balls.
There were
to
some
make
literal
it.
balls in
They
the
need
British
to
version too.
Take
Yeah.
the ball.
About the balls, and then cradled them because they're very, very delicate. and
Knock
fragile.
So-
them around a little.
At Bad Boy 1268, before we get any more into Lee's hand job techniques, where did you?
Non-existent.
Wait, is it? That's a new girl. She's like, don't you do that, right? That's good.
I just shame it, and it goes back.
Oh really? Oh, you're coming at me like that? Oh, I'm a big strong penis. I just want to be stoned. Da, 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 da.
I'm gonna interrupt this nice conversation. Figure
Oh
it
no.
out.
Well, honestly, if it's getting interrupted in conversation,
Hey, isn't it always like? Isn't it always? You're like, oh, hi, there, hi.
Wow.
Read it.
sometimes ladies just want to talk. Okay. Says what the fuck? Says when did your parents have the talk with you? What happened and how did it go? How did this one go?
Oh, I remember it actually because I already knew everything about it.
Good for
remember,
you.
I don't know. I had the talk, the Birds and the Bees talk, way too late in the game. I feel
did
like I
too.
was like 11 or 12, and I was like, I know.
Oh, I was like
and then they were
14.
like, and something happens. I was like, this happens, like teaching them. But I remember having a sex talk very young about like what sex was and like what it kind of was, not the exact like dynamics of it, because my mother was one of those very protective mothers and was just like, this is what this is. If anyone ever tries to or does anything, like, I remember having and my sister gave me that conversation. And she was like, this is you. This is what's going on. And it's very personal.
That's
And if
good.
anyone ever says anything, and unfortunately, like, now you're going to have to do that. Like, you're going to have to start at 5 years old and being like, this is what this is.
There was a
And if
story
anyone ever
that
tries
there
to-
were
Well, 'cause
two
they teach you in
kindergartners
school
that were
now.
caught having sex with
But
each other.
it was a having sex. They didn't know what they were. It was like that was a big thing. They didn't know what they were doing. They're both naked in the room together. And then they said we were
But who
having
doesn't
sex.
do
They
that
were
when
like,
you're
we having
5?
sex. Yeah, it's kind of a doctor situation, I
Like
think,
playing
and that's why
doctor,
everyone's
like,
freaking
they're
out because people
curious.
are like the teacher should be fired, and a whole bunch of people are like, no, that she shouldn't be fired.
It wasn't
like it just
her fault.
happens. It wasn't her
The
fault.
parent should be talked to. If it was
But
actual
it was
sex,
a big
Kids you're curious.
I did the
No,
doctor
but
thing
was
a
it-
lot. I was always naked. I had to have a talk or two.
I was always naked too.
Last week, you and Steve were playing
There's
doctor.
a big real reason why I'm a mooner now today. It's fucking hilarious, and everyone knows it.
You are.
I do it right before we go on stage at Groundlings. I'm always like, everyone's like really panicked and getting ready, and I'll have my butt completely out, and I'll go, guys, hey, and they'll like look back, and I'm like, shine on that stage.
I love it.
So
I love it. My talk was my mom is hilarious because she's like, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. But this is distinctly what I remember. So my mom and I had a talk where she said, sometimes when a boy and girl love each other very much, they get naked and hug and kiss, and sometimes by accident. I vaguely remember this phrase. I distinctly remember this phrase. Sometimes by accident, the boy's juices get in the girl.
Juices.
And that makes a baby. So right.
Baby.
So
Right.
I
So you
had
were just, like,
so I
paranoid.
said, okay, so you hug and kiss and somehow the boy's juices get in the girl and that makes a baby. I was a good 14 or 15 before I knew that penetration was even involved.
Wow. Hysterical.
I was mortified, and I was like, "Well, that's never happening. That sounds awful."
Can you see Trisha in like a sex ed class? It's like, no, I'm sorry. Teacher, hi. It's actually, that's hilarious. It's just the juices.
Yeah.
And it's
It's the
by
boy
accident.
juice. I would love to
Sometimes the
see
boy
Trisha
juices
go to a
get in the
restaurant and they'd
girl.
be like, we have apple juice, orange juice, and she just goes, you have any boy juice?
You want a boy juice?
Yeah.
Take a side of boy
Sometimes
juice.
by
Because
accident.
that's how you make a baby. But my mom was really good about, if you have any questions, like even from a young
Yeah.
age, if you have any questions, you can always ask me and I'll answer you honestly. So we had this really weird thing where I'd always go, Mom, I have one of those questions. And she'd be like, oh God, here we go.
Hold on, mommy needs a drink.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Freaking out.
Yes.
She was that kid. I'm just like, I have this question. I have that. No more questions.
Well, I remember almost getting in a car accident from my mom was driving and I was sitting in shotgun. Or no, I was in the back seat and I was like, Mom, I have one of those questions. And she went, okay. And I was like, what's an orgasm? And
Baby was like, do I want to answer this question or I could just pull into oncoming
Yeah, you
traffic
could
and we
just
could
pull
end it.
Like, it's a Disney villain.
My parents
It's a
always
Disney villain named it Orgasm. Don't know why I haven't let you see
hit
that
those
yet.
high notes though. the Disney
well, when I
villain.
was little though, you hear the terms sex, like having sex and orgasm kind of used interchangeably
Yeah.
in movies. And so I thought they were the same thing, but I wasn't quite sure. That's why I was asking.
It's
My-
there's so many questions that you wish there was just like Lacey Green, I love that girl because she's literally just like, here's how it is. This is what it is.
Yeah.
I've learned stuff that I'm like 28 years old, learning stuff. Yep. Just like, oh, didn't know how that worked.
Yep.
Great.
My parents always started out the conversation with like love. When you love someone, like
Yeah, when
which
that's
kind
good.
of
Yeah, that
explains
was-
why
that's
like
good.
this is. Yeah.
Well, that's what my
You know?
parents did too. It was always a place of love, and it was even like further a place of marriage, and like it was like always this like it was never out of just like human nature.
In other conversations, my dad would refer to it as pay dirt, which was never fun.
Pay dirt?
Pay
Wait,
dirt.
what?
Yeah,
No.
not the act of sex, but just boy juice for you, pay dirt for me.
Oh,
And I remember as soon as those words left his mouth, I ended that conversation. He was like, yep, no, I got it.
My mom was
Yeah.
very diligent about penis and vagina, so much to the point where my sister, when she was 3 years old, like my mom was explaining everything about what people have, and my sister, like literally in the middle, was like, "Grandpa, do you have a penis? What are you teaching these kids?"
Well,
Grandpa?
yeah, it's true. I mean, very informed
You have to be
lady.
you have to be really on point. Oh, did that one just
Yeah,
fall
in
out?
my
Yeah.
in my house, penises were little peeps.
Oh, little peeps.
They were little peeps.
Wieners.
Boys have little peeps.
And see,
And we called the girl one coolies.
Yes,
but I know
oh,
that
you
means
did
butt in
coolies?
England.
no, she did coolie.
But coolie was the lady parts in my house.
See, we had
girls have
hoo-ha
coolies.
and penis
Trish,
and vagina.
your dirty talk must be hysterical.
That-
I want you to take out that little peep, rub it against my coolie, get your boy
Can you
juice all
imagine
over.
if you said to a
No.
boy in the act, little peep?
Hey, little peep.
Boy, what was Easter like for you?
know.
man? Yeah.
Oh, I always thought peeps were hilarious.
You ever
at
put a
Easter.
peep in the microwave? No!
Or you roast a peep over a fire when
Never.
you're going camping. Seriously, when
Oh,
you're going
really?
camping,
That's a hot
put it
peep.
on a stick.
Really?
And roast it over a fire because
He just
the sugar all melts and like blood. It's hilarious.
Okay,
caramel
ready?
eye just sinks down.
That guy 65 said, if you had a bottle filled with any liquid that could never run out, what would it be? Oh, liquid, probably
boy.
liquid morphine, right? Well, I'm just saying you could sell that like nobody's business.
What about liquid gold?
Right?
If we're,
liquid gold.
oil, hands down, oil.
But it's just a
I'm
stupid
thinking if things
bottle
are
and
in
you're
drink.
like, oh, damn it.
More
this
oil.
Is a journey.
This would be my job, and
How
I'd be a billionaire.
about, well, I was going to say Arnold Palmer if we were drinking it, but if we're going things that will make us
so
money.
sick, I'd be like, after 60 years of Arnold Palmer's, I'm like, I'm done. I'm
done with that.
Where's your bottle? I don't know anymore.
So good. Maybe molten gold.
Oh, yeah, see, I like the liquid gold.
Because
That's
then
a good
I could
idea.
like pour it into like a mold and make jewelry all the time.
That's nice.
Or I could kill somebody a la Game of Thrones.
Oh,
I like
it'd be a
selling it.
hot bottle to hold.
Yeah, it'd have to be
Yeah.
insulated really
Yeah.
Yeah, really well. But I think either morphine or gold is a really good answer.
Yeah.
Or oil. Morphine,
Yeah.
gold, and oil. Huzzah!
It's street gold, everybody. Everyone knows liquid. Well, you'd be that girl, though, that'd be like, hey, Lee, you have to stop selling morphine.
Yeah.
Like, I can't help it. Sure.
Lee,
Just go
Lee,
tired.
this is an intervention.
Yeah, I know, I get it, but it's filling back up as we speak.
All right, just when the bottle's empty.
I know. Right?
This is been my motion for
You should
bottle the
stop
entire
that
time,
motion.
and I don't know what this can be
No.
construed as, but I'm sure they'll find something.
Well, wait, if you combine that with... We're doing a
Look
real
at that!
good job.
We're right back. We're right back to this awful hand job.
Pretty well endowed, though, that guy.
This guy, yeah, he's doing okay. He's getting the worst of it, but he'll bounce back.
So wait, you were in a threesome? That sounds awful, man.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. It was rough. Random Rue 2K says, who is or was your favorite wrestling superstar? And if you were going to be a wrestling superstar, what would your name be?
I love
Cold Steve Austin, because Austin 316 says I just whooped
That
your
shows
ass.
your age. You want to know who mine was?
Shawn Michaels?
Macho Man Randy
Oh,
Savage.
Yeah,
Macho Man.
I like all of these.
That's the Negotiator. Negotiator is literally Macho Man
Really?
Randy Savage. Yeah, because it's like, hey man. It's almost like a different like Hulk Hogan, like because Hulk Hogan's like
Hey,
brother.
brother, yeah.
You know, but
Wait.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
You guys know I had Andre the Giant in my car for a long
Yes.
time. Andre died. He's now been replaced with Sheamus, which is fine.
Andre
Sheamus
actually
was-
died in real life, too. I thought that was a very blunt way to
Well,
say
Andre
that.
died in real life
Yeah.
because
And
he
then also-
partied like a rock star and
Yeah.
had tons of crazy orgies.
Orgies?
Good for you, Andre the Giant. Yeah, he was like a sex
Those
fiend
poor
and
women.
stuff.
Those
Well,
poor
and he always
women.
had more than one at a time. You needed to.
Yeah.
You needed to. But yeah, now Sheamus lives in my car, and that's my road rage thing. Is wrestlers in my car. But I also
Really good.
I also like John Cena. I'm a big fan of Cody Rhodes.
Oh, you're talking about, I like CM Punk right now.
Oh,
CM
you're talking
Punk
about
right
right
now?
now?
This is like the you know, Mike Falzon was just on our table talking. He knows more about wrestling than anyone
I love
know.
It's like a
But-
ridiculous thing. It's a ridiculous thing, but I do watch it. If it's on, I'm like, this is hilarious,
Yeah.
and I have to watch it.
Well, I grew up during the
amazing.
Attitude Era. I followed it. I played
Yeah,
the
you
games,
did.
like
You-
so. But like Stone Cold was the man.
He
You're
was a
right.
big deal. He was actually, I think he was kind of like what rejuvenated wrestling. I'm gonna get so many comments that are like, not true. That's not true. That's
No,
not
it
rejuvenated
is.
wrestling. It was clearly Jake the Snake.
No, Jake the Snake. Out of
What
all,
about the Undertaker? Are there any Undertaker fans?
Oh yeah, the
here?
Undertaker. But see, I like the
He's too
pyrotechnics
much
of
of a
it all.
character.
Is really that's
Yeah.
kind of it. You're like, I don't,
I
Stone
always
Cold,
like Trish Stratus.
very simple.
Same name.
Yeah,
that's
no
fair.
wonder. Who was
I
it?
didn't
Mae
like
West
the
was
Miz.
one of them?
And okay,
You like the Miz?
No, I hate the Miz, but I also like him because he's a douchebag, and we all get it. But I will say, who would have thought? Like, in all honesty, like Stacy Keibler is like, I'm gonna be a WWE girl, and someday I'm gonna date George Clooney.
I know.
And you're like,
Go for it.
Can I
You
tell
do
you,
whatever you want.
though,
Okay.
I got to talk to both Kelly Kelly and Annalisa Fox.
both should be porn star names. Keep
Yep.
Okay, well, they're wrestlers.
Close.
They're female wrestlers. I got to talk to both of them 2 Comic-Cons ago, maybe. At Comic-Con one year that I went. And they were the nicest people. And they
Really?
were talking about the audition process to become a female wrestler and like
think you could do
how
this
they
shit?
got into it. I would have to bulk up so much, man. They have to work out like crazy.
I had a
like-
friend that was an amateur
crazy.
wrestler. Her name was Cherry, the
Oh,
birth given
that's-
name,
that's
and her
rough.
her thing was the Cherry Powerbomb, which was like the idea of being able to do that That's where you lift someone up and then you slam them
that's
You
down.
have to
Big
be
deal.
like, well, and if you're not crazy in shape, like you can legitimately really, really get hurt.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you need to be
I would
on
get
it.
hurt.
And they were saying it's like part of their contracted day to go to the gym for however many hours, and like then they wrestle and they go to the gym all the time, and then they do public appearances, and that's like their whole life.
That's
They're traveling
amazing.
all the time. So they were saying it's like hard to have relationships and stuff
Yeah.
like that,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they really love what they do, and it was just fascinating to
Guys,
talk to them.
I'm almost positive that like if I actually was a wrestler, not the negotiator, I would just have a lot of eating moves. Like I would literally I'd be like
Bite a
I'm here
sandwich.
to take. I'd have a turkey
Take a
leg.
bite out
I
of-
would like always. I would have to take a bite out of something. Or they'd always be like this lazy bitch, and then I'd come in and I'd take over.
Well,
You'd be
you
like
know-
a Rikishi.
like I'd throw them into my buffet table.
But you know, if that was your gimmick, you would have to gain like 300 pounds.
I'd be so
she's up to the task. Hold
Are you
on.
kidding? For my career, anything.
We're also
Except
overlooking.
for working out.
Super wide.
We are way overlooking one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, Mick Foley. Nobody.
Lord.
Lost us
What?
completely.
You kidding me?
Wow.
Dude love, Mankind, Cactus Jack. He, first of all, if you read his book, he's also a tender human being.
You know what?
Oh, Ron.
Lost part of his ear, one of the hardcores.
Yeah, all right. So did Evander
You guys are with
Holyfield.
me.
all
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
And
Come
you
on.
say he's not great? I think
I
if you
do.
lose an ear, you're automatically up there.
There go. Boom.
Top of the list.
See me.
Yeah.
That's where I'm living right now.
Yeah.
All right,
All right, so guys, who would be like your one? Who is your favorite wrestler? And two, what would your wrestler?
Yeah, if
alternative
you were
name
going to be a wrestler, what
Yeah.
would your wrestler
What would your wrestler
persona
be?
Happy really go. We didn't even answer that.
Yeah,
Real quick,
no,
what would
I
you-
know. It
yeah.
wouldn't be the
You'd
negotiator.
be the eating one. You'd
I'd be the eating one.
Yeah.
I'd probably be like, it'd probably the Punisher, or it'd be like Munchie McGill or something like that.
I'd
Name me. I don't know.
Munchie McGill. I'd want to be like something like Scott Sharp. What was his name? Razor Ramon, like the or HBK. Just something where I can kind of like walk out like this and like do a.
good.
You think I'm cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then or I could do like this hair. I'd be the chicken. Is kind of what
You
this
would
is
be.
turning
You'd be
into.
known as chicken. and You'd
I'd
run
be the
every
chicken.
time. That'd be your gimmick.
Run around the thing and then just like elbow drops.
Wow. Elbow drop chicken.
Yeah.
I want to be the most over-sexualized, like to the point of ridiculous female wrestler ever. Where like her backstory is like she used to be a stripper, but so that's how she
Pimp.
got all
No,
her
she used to be a
muscles.
pimp.
Yeah.
No, because I want all her moves to be like crushing with thighs,
Oh,
or like
okay.
suffocating with boobs.
Yeah,
like I want her to
solid.
be like hardcore.
Nice.
I wonder what
Nice.
Elliot would be.
Oh, he'd just be a passive aggressive.
Yeah,
like,
he was like a snarky comment in the
Attitude.
corner.
attitude. They'd just probably cry the whole time. They'd be like, I don't know why. I do it.
He really cut to the core of
He
them
really cut to the
emotionally.
core.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget you
Yeah.
could put stuff in this bowl by using Twitter with the hashtag Table Talk or going to Reddit/r/SourceFed and submitting topics over there. I'm Ross Everett.
I'm an
I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
Lennon.
AKA the Chomper. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Eat some
No,
right.
way
I
on
like
it.
the chomper.
Yeah.
Chomper.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Gonna eat your face off.
I like the idea of you going up to anybody and just like, all right, here we go.
Hey,
all right, okay,
take
all
it
right.
down.
Just trying to just go right around the
on.
side. All right.